Hey, in this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can use this workout routine, and that takes 90 minutes per week, and it'll help you lose at least 1 to 2 pounds per week consistently. The reason this is important is because you're probably busy and you don't have the time to be in the gym all the time. You don't have the time to work out 6 to 7 days per week with 1 to 2 hour workouts per day. And chances are you probably don't work out consistently because you don't have the time to. So you can use this workout routine to stay consistent and help you get into shape. Roshan here. If you're not familiar with me, I'm a nationally certified personal trainer. I have a formal educational background in exercise science, and I help people with sedentary jobs and lifestyle get into shape. So the first thing to understand, and I kind of already said this, is that you don't have to work out 6 to 7 days a week. 2 to 3 times of working out per week is more than sufficient, and 2 to 3 times per week is more than enough to get you noticeably strong and muscular. I know too many beginners who want to start a workout routine. They're not consistent. They never work out consistently because they think it takes hours on end per day, per week to work out. Too many of them that when they start working out, they think they need hours in the gym, and they start with a lot of working out per day, like 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes even 1 to 2 hours can be a lot if you have a busy schedule. They're gonna try to be consistent for 1 to 2 weeks and they'll fall off. The reason they fall off is because they have this misconception that they need all this time to be working out in the gym when they don't, but they don't know that, and so then they become inconsistent. It's too much and it's too soon. You want to start low and you want to progress slow. This is with anything in life. When you start a new thing, when you start a new hobby, when you start a new activity, you're going to want to start with a very little amount at first, and then you want to slowly progress. For example, let's say you pick up basketball and you don't really play basketball, and you pick it up and you want to start getting better at it, right? And it's like a hobby. If you start playing every single day with your friends back to back, you're going to get injured because you're overdoing it. You want to slowly ease into it. You want to start off with maybe once a week, twice a week. A few weeks later, you want to up it to 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And you don't do it every single day right away because it's too much. Pretty much same concept here, and the research backs it up. Research consistently shows that beginner to intermediate people, so people who are not advanced lifters, so pretty much if you're watching this, it's most likely you. Those people, they only need 2 to 6 workouts per week per muscle group to make progress. And if you're wondering what a set is, I'm referring to a workout set. And a workout set is pretty much a group of consecutive repetitions, aka reps, of any exercise followed by a period of rest. I say 4 total sets per muscle group per week is more than sufficient, and this is the highest return on the lowest time investment. But those 4 sets cannot just be any type of set, right? It can't be you half-assing the workout and you're like kind of yawning through the set, and then you put the weight down and then you go on your phone, and then you do it again and you're kind of bored through the set. No. This has to be a real set, which means it has to be 1 to 3 reps shy of failure. The way you'll know you're at failure is when you cannot move the weight up with good form. So if your form starts breaking down, then stop, because you've pretty much reached failure with that muscle. And the way you know you're near failure is when the weight starts slowing down. There's a lot of burning happening usually. There's a decent amount of local burning happening in the muscle, and the weight feels like it just got heavier. So now you understand you don't need to be in the gym forever, and you barely need sets to even make progress, right? But the thing is, there are a lot of muscles in the body, and how do you structure 4 sets per muscle group per week? And that's where training splits come in. And training splits are pretty much when you split up your muscle groups into different sections throughout the week so that you can hit them properly in an equal amount so that you can maximize muscle growth without undertraining or overtraining the muscle. And there are many ways to split up your muscle groups, but there are 3 major workout splits. We have the full body 3 times a week, but I like to do 2 to 3 times per week for some clients. And full body is where you go into the gym and hit every single major muscle in your body. And like I said, you can do it 2 or 3 times a week. Just make sure that there are days in between for rest. And then we have the upper lower full body split, where you go in one day and you hit upper body muscles, and then the next day you go in and hit lower body muscles, and then the day after that you do full body. And then there is the push-pull leg split, where you do pushing muscles on one day, pull muscles on another day, and you can do that once per week per muscle group. But the problem with that is you hit each muscle once a week, or you can do push-pull legs twice a week, which comes out to 6 workouts per week. And I just realized I mentioned 3 major, but there's actually a 4th one, which is upper, lower, upper, lower. So you go in, you do upper body, and then you do lower body, and then you rest, and then you go upper body, and then you do lower body. I highly recommend you start with 2 or 3 full body workouts per week. And if you're feeling a little bit explorative, if that's even a word, just make sure you're not hitting the same muscle group back to back every single day. So for example, let's say you picked the 3-time full body split. You don't want to go do full body on Monday and then full body on Tuesday, because then your muscle is not getting enough time to recover in between workout sets. And when you work out, you're actually damaging and breaking down tissue. And the way you build muscle is when it rebuilds stronger. And muscles need about 48 hours to recover from a decent workout. So you want to make sure that there is at least 48 hours in between working the same muscle group back to back, okay? So you can do full body on Monday, you can do full body on Wednesday, and you can do full body on Friday. And there's enough time between those workouts for you to rest and recover, and then go back and hit the workout again, and you're fully recovered. So now that you have a minimalist mindset when it comes to working out, you have the low volume, which is pretty much the low amount of sets, and you're going in 2 to 3 times per week. Let's tighten that workout routine up by tightening up the workout time it takes. When you're lifting weights, you usually need 1 to 3 minutes in between sets for your muscle to recover, so that you can hit the set again and take the muscle to failure in a sufficient and safe manner. But the problem with that is that the workout can take a little bit longer than needed. So what I like to do is I like to pair muscle groups together so that the workout becomes a lot quicker. And you can pair any muscle groups together, whatever you want. But what I like to do is I like to pair opposite muscles. So for example, when it comes to the bicep curl, when I'm doing the bicep curl, the bicep is the agonist muscle, which is the muscle that is working. And then we have the antagonist muscle, which is the tricep. Now the tricep is the muscle that is relaxing while the bicep is contracting, okay? So what you want to do is you want to pair those muscles together, or that's what I like to do, and you can do that as well. And once you pair those muscles together, then you can hit them back to back. And while one muscle is working, the other is resting. And it takes about 1 to 2 minutes to do a good set anyway. Maybe it takes you another 30 seconds, but you're cutting down a large chunk of time just by pairing antagonist and agonist muscle groups together to do the workout and make it a lot quicker. For examples of agonist and antagonist is if you're doing the bench press, then the agonist, which is the working muscle, would be the chest. The antagonist would be the back. Another example is the quadricep, which is also known as the thigh. And that is the agonist if you're doing a leg extension. And then the antagonist would be the hamstring. And you can pair leg extension with lying leg curls or leg extension with Romanian deadlifts. And that would get the job done for the antagonist or agonist superset. And that's it. That's how you make workouts exponentially quicker. If you put all that together, your workouts should take about 30 minutes each. If you're going 2 to 3 times per week at the gym, then that'll take about 90 minutes per week. And that'll be more than enough for you to sufficiently build muscle, and it'll be noticeable, you'll look good, you'll have a bigger frame, you'll be more muscular, and you'll be stronger. By the way, if you're struggling to lose weight, no matter what you try or what workout routine you're trying, there's a link in the description for you to book a free call with me. You don't have to click it or anything, but it's just a call where I take you through the steps on how I can help you lose weight, as well as help you solve that problem. Like I said, you don't have to click it or anything, but it is there if you want to check it out. And that's everything for this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos that make fat loss easy. And comment any questions or concerns you have about fat loss, and I'll make a video in the next one.